closing statement. Moving along, though, education is a big deal, especially with college students. What will the candidates do about the current education policies? Ken, begin with you.
Well, Barack Obama understands that college students like us are having trouble right now paying for college. He has decided that he is going to enact a $4,000 tax credit to each college student in return for community service, whether that means working for the Peace Corps or whether that means going to a homeless shelter. And so in return for community service, he has pledged to offer every single college student a $4,000 tax credit so that they can, you know, attend college and pay for it. He's also proposed eliminating the FAFSA. So instead of filling out an entirely separate application for financial aid, you'll be able to just check a box on your parents' income tax or returns, and you'll be able to apply for financial aid that way, as opposed to filling out an entire form, a separate form that has just about the same information on it. So he wants to make college more affordable by providing a $4,000 tax credit to college students in return for community service. Meanwhile, John McCain has been silent on the issue.
Well, this mandatory community service seems preposterous to me. To make anybody do community service, this is basically communism at its greatest degree here. Now, the No Child Left Behind Act does have its flaws, but it's holding schools accountable. You know, it's improving test scores. It's improving our students. It's improving graduation rates, more literacy rates. So to say the No Child Left Behind Act is a total flop, yes, it's had problems. Yes, it needs some reform. But to say it should be scrapped is ludicrous. I mean, schools need to be held accountable, and we need people graduating from high school who can read and write.
Well, John McCain has voted against fully funding No Child Left Behind. While we're spending $10 billion a month in Iraq, that's not even half of what we spend. Half of that on education each month. So around $5 billion on education, while we're spending $10 billion in Iraq. John McCain has been silent on the issue of college affordability. He has not talked about paying teachers what they deserve. Barack Obama has talked about increasing pay for teachers. I know this is a school at Longwood where you got a lot of people who are training to be teachers. He wants to increase pay based on merit, based on service. So if you're a teacher and you go out and you mentor a new teacher and take them under your wing, then you'll get the incentive and the benefits. So all the teachers here, Barack Obama has a plan for you.
Okay, time for closing statements. I'll give both of you 2 minutes to close your arguments. Anything you wanted to say earlier that you didn't get a chance to, go ahead. Here's your 2 minutes, and Chris, we'll begin with you.
Well, thank you, Paul, and Keenan. It's been a pleasure here to debate you, and thank you for the crew and everyone who's been a part of this debate. I do want to touch back on taxes because I did get cut off while I was finishing this. Barack Obama's tax plan is ludicrous. Right now, currently, the richest 1% that he harps on makes 16% of America's income. Yet they pay 33% of the taxes. Does that seem fair to you? Now he wants to raise that up to 50% of the taxes. That doesn't seem fair to me. And, you know, with the stock market the way it is, to double the capital gains tax would just totally shambles our economy. And it just, John McCain has proposed better policies around the board. For his health care, he is proposing $2,500 for each individual, or $5,000 tax credit for each family for health care. Barack Obama wants socialized health care, which means that the government basically does a cost-benefit analysis on anything you need done and decides whether it's good enough or not to do. Elderly people's lives could be endangered by this. Like, if they decide that they're terminally ill, they might not perform that surgery on an elderly person, like a bypass. They might say it's not worth the cost. So, John McCain is a maverick. He knows this country, he served this country, and he puts his country first.
Keenan, 2 minutes.
Well, thanks again, Paul. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, everybody. You touched on a lot right there, but right now I just want to have a quick closing statement. In terms of health care, You're so wrong on that. John McCain's $5,000 tax credit would actually, they would tax the benefits. Therefore, it would be a $3.6 trillion tax increase on working Americans. You tax the benefits. You give the $5,000 tax credit with one hand, you take it away with the other hand by increasing the taxes on the benefits. In terms of taxes, like I said, Barack Obama has pledged to cut taxes for 95% of Americans. John McCain just wants to continue the policies that we have seen over the last 8 years and overwhelmingly have not worked. But like I said, in my closing statement, Barack Obama, he is the best qualified person to be president of the United States. John McCain has shown that he has been irrational, erratic at times, and out of touch. He did not mention middle class in any of the two debates. At one point over the summer, he said that the fundamentals of the economy are strong, and then he said that he was going to suspend his campaign and not attend the first debate. Then he returned to Capitol Hill for the first time in 6 months. Then all of a sudden, he unsuspended his campaign and went to the debate anyway. So what is it? He has been erratic over the last month in terms of this economic crisis. He's not right for the middle class. He wants to continue to give tax cuts to big oil, to corporations that send jobs overseas. He's not right for college students because he has been silent on the issue of whether or not to make college more affordable for students like us. Barack Obama wants to put his country first. I know that's a slogan for John McCain, but John McCain has shown that he only has ambition to be president.
Okay. Keenan? Chris? It's been a pleasure. I hope we were able to make up the minds of some undecided voters here at Longwood University, as well as anybody else who's watching this program.
Once again, thanks to Keenan and Chris, and thank you for joining us on this first edition of the Rotunda Show. Make sure to join us here next time at the Rotunda Online. Also, please don't forget to pick up a copy of the Rotunda, which is on newsstands today.
Thanks, everybody, and go vote.